Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports, and I am here with the one and only, that's right, the one and only First Lady of Sports Talk. Let's welcome Cheryl Smith. Good morning to you, Cheryl.
Good morning, Spitface. Good morning, everybody.
All right, I think we got an action-packed show for today. We got some, we had to there's been so much stuff happening. We had to recap. Now check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Retro Future. Now, that is kind of an inner retro future. That's just a weird combination where they find that shining star, get the cold feel of the mute button. So that, they might be protecting themselves with retro and then a future. But First Lady, we're ready. What you say?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world, not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the NFL and Colin Kaepernick have their feathers ruffled once again. Does this soap opera have a chance to getting better ratings than The Young and the Restless or The Price is Right? The Price is Right. As we are all aware, the NFL set up a workout for Colin, and Colin felt the way they set it up was suspicious. Why would Cap think the kindly gentleman of the NFL might try to rig the outcome? If Cap still has the talent to play at a high level in the NFL, and the operative words are high level, will this soap opera turn into a sweet drama in 2020 as the election looms? Oprah Winfrey, Joelle Hunt, Doris Fisher, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? He right, the continuing saga of Colin Kaepernick is better than any soap opera or really reality TV show. This whole situation is just bizarre. I have to do timelines. I'm about timelines. The NFL and Colin Kaepernick settle his collusion lawsuit on February 15, 2019. All right? People talked about that. There was a lot of discussion. Then it was quiet. Then Jay-Z had a deal with the NFL, which was announced on August 13. That brought back a lot of discussion about Colin Kaepernick. Then that died down. Then we got into the NFL season. And, it's been really a compelling NFL season for several months now. So for the past 3 months, no one was talking about Colin Kaepernick. and basically the NFL had people talking about the NFL, believe it or not. That's what people were talking. We weren't talking about kneeling or anything like that like we had last year. It actually has been great for the NFL because people are talking about football. So why in the hell would the NFL mandate a workout for Colin Kaepernick? It appears that they wanted him to sign a waiver that would give up his entire right to sue the NFL. Well, does that make sense? I mean, my whole point is, if you wanted him to sign a waiver like that, why didn't you make it part of the settlement with him? Where were the NFL lawyers? They didn't do their jobs? But how, I don't understand, how could someone make somebody sign that type of waiver anyway? That really doesn't make sense. Who in their right mind would give up suing anybody? Now, the thing is, to me, I think maybe the NFL wanted him to not pursue further collusion lawsuits. Now, that makes sense for him not to pursue further collusion lawsuits. That's what they should have had in the waiver, and that waiver should have been done at the time of the settlement. Again, so I'm not sure what Cap people, I mean, I know what they were thinking, and I know why they advised this man not to sign that waiver because, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, how are you going to give up your right to sue anybody for any reason? You don't know what might come down the pipe if you get in the NFL. But for collusion, that they could have him sign the waiver. So, but and the funny thing, well, ironically, the whole situation regarding this waiver, it really opened up Pandora's box because, believe it or not, which was surprising, it had been reported that many of the agents weren't aware that their players were signing these workout waivers. So this whole situation brought up another crazy situation about these waivers because I mean I couldn't understand why a lot of the agents weren't aware of this. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's another discussion, and it's amazing how all of this craziness has brought up another issue and another topic of discussion. But you know, I just believe that Kaepernick his people did the right thing to advise him not to sign a waiver that would give up your right to sue, and a blanket waiver at that. But it was obviously clear that Kaepernick never trusted the NFL to begin with because of the fact that he moved that workout to the high school. And as I believe, and, you know, I agree because Stephen A. Smith recently said that was not an impromptu decision. By no stretch of the mean it was, because if you're going to be in a high school grounds, you do have to get permission from a high school to do that, and that didn't come to just that Saturday. They had to do that probably weeks in advance, and I'm not even going to say a couple of days in advance, because if anybody knows anything about the red tape with public high schools and public schools, you got to go through a whole bunch of red tape to get something done on the property of a high school. So I'm quite sure that had to have been done way in advance, or I guess from the time that this whole thing came out. So it appears that Kaepernick never intended to do the workout on the terms of the NFL. And now, all this situation regarding the antics that he was wearing the Kunta Kinte shirt and calling out the owners is a lot of noise. But these teams and owners should know who Kaepernick is, and actually Kaepernick should know who the NFL is. It's a situation where both people don't trust each other, and that's just the way it's always going to be. Now, if I'm going to a job interview, I don't think I would wear a Kunta Kinte shirt myself or bash the people that I want a job from. But that's Kaepernick's right to do whatever he wanted to do, and, you know, this is America, but it would raise eyebrows from the owners and executives, you know, especially if he wanted to get a job with them wearing those type of things and saying those things. But, you know, it is what it is. And we are, like I said, we are talking about Kaepernick. He has never shied away from opening up his mouth or his girlfriend. You know, it seems that everything they do, they happen to get in their way, but that's just who he is, and he has the right to be that way. And the NFL owners, and I believe they did collude against him, you know, but again, you know, they have the right to say that he can't be part of their team. But these, you know, it's supposedly his agent says that there's two teams that's interested in him right now. So, but my whole feeling is I don't care what you think about Kaepernick, he's definitely just as good as the majority of the backup quarterbacks in the league right now. Spitface, what are you saying about this whole situation?
I want to see the drama. I want the soap opera. Please, somebody pick up Kaepernick. We need, you know, we done had impeachment hearings and investigations. The best show is going to be Kaepernick back in the NFL. And that's right, because once he come back, we know who's going to come back with him. The Donald, he cannot hold his tongue. When they let Cap back, it's, you know, and then Cap going to clown too. This is going to be, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be better than Good Time. It's going to be, it's going to be better than Good Time when Janet Jackson was on.
Penny!
This is going to be better than General Hospital back in the day.
Luke and Laura!
This is gonna be. Oh, I'm like, please, give us something to break. And voice lady, you are so accurate. This is better than reality television. It is, and I can't wait. And you know that that Donald wants this drama because he want to distract from hell from all the crime and criminality that he's committing. And and the selling out of our national security, and the list goes on. So he wants this. This is a game that he want to play, and for Kaepernick, it's a win-win. I'm back in the NFL, I'm balling, and hopefully a Cap do not. There are a couple of teams don't even if they're interested, don't go there. They just don't go there. And we know who we're talking about. Don't go to them teams. And but this is, she wins because money will get back in, and that's going to add to his revenue. I ain't talking about what the NFL going to pay him because he already got that money. I'm talking about all the advertising, marketing revenue he going to make. And then Donald Trump going to help him out because he's going to try to squat him down, and Kaepernick going to squat back. It's going to be interesting. And but I will say that, I cannot blame Mr. Kaepernick for having a bit of reservation about the, about the, how they say, we're putting everything on the table so that you can see. Now he done already got blinked. So I kind of think he knows that the kindly gentleman of the NFL is some sneaky sly dogs. And if you ain't watching out, you're going to get bit. So I do not blame him. Now, I do wonder, because the NFL did hire Jay-Z. Did he have anything to do with this, terrible decision? I ain't hating no Jay-Z. I'm like, maybe they should have ran it past him because I don't get the feeling that they said, we should do this stupid-ass thing. What you think, Jay? Yeah, do the stupid thing. I don't know. I don't get that. But, Cap, I'm rooting for you to be back. I am rooting for you to be back because I want the drop. I want the drop. That's all I'm saying for you, lady.
All right, you want the drama. I know it's going to be a lot of drama. You're right. If he is signed by a team, and I predict he will be signed by a team because they say there are two teams out there, possibly the Panthers, the Carolina Panthers. With Cam I am on the mend and Kyle. What's his name? Kyle. I forgot his name. The quarterback to replace Cam. He's not doing what he was doing earlier. So anyway, there's opportunities out there for Colin Kaepernick. Just take advantage of it. All right, Spitface, over to you.
All right, now, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my tears and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest of the all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm going to knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Linda Resnick, Judy Love, or Kylie. We are talking about Kawhi Leonard's last-second knockout shot for the Clippers to beat the Rockets 122-119. Rockets, you gotcha. NBA fans are about to get treated to some real drama for the first time in years. You have several teams bunched up near the top in the Western Conference, and the Miami Heat, first lady, the Miami Heat, is in second place in the East with several teams bunched near the top. I know it's early, and I'm wondering with the Warriors crumbling and Toronto wondering, is this the year it's any team's chance to win it all? By the way, Even the mellow fellow came back so he could get a shot. Diane Hendricks, Meg Goodman, and Marianne Illich asked him, what you saying? First lady, it dawned on me when I looked at, the Lakers. They were a disaster, the Lakers. Now, I know it's way early, way early. But this is starting to seem like it ain't going to be, well, we know it ain't going to be no repeats. I don't get Toronto repeating, and I don't get the Warriors are going to be anywhere, that they done just got age injuries and other factors I think have caught up with the Warriors. So they done arced out, and it's like it does look like any team. The Lakers, we wouldn't have said this last year, but they smoking, and then the Clippers are danger. Rock. Who would have thought Harden and my man on the Sprite commercials could get along? And in the East, well, like I said, it's Miami. I am just excited because, I get tired of these dynasties and teams go back. I want to see some competition. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit like, that there is a little thing I'm like, darn, is that with all this stuff, all this opportunity, the Bulls ain't doing nothing, and the Knicks is trying to join them. Or is that the other way around? The Knicks ain't doing nothing, and the Bulls trying to join. But that's the only thing disappointing. The Knicks and the Bulls ain't nowhere even in the mix. But it's going to be exciting. First lady, what you say?
What am I saying? It's been a long time to be excited about the NBA drama. For the past 5 years, we knew who was in the finals. Any team that LeBron was on and the Warriors. What was exciting about that? So this year, we do not know who will be in the finals. I mean, the Lakers are playing the best along with the Clippers and the Bucks. Yet, I'll be honest with you. You talked about the Miami Heat. Yeah, I am stunned that the Miami Heat are where they are. And as usual, they have the knack of finding players and develop them into above-average players. Look at Kendrick Nunn. He is really the rookie of the year so far. Yeah, I mean, he's outplayed John Moran and R.J. Barrett because he's literally helping the Heat to have their records. And as you mentioned, the Knicks, hey, I'll talk about them later, but what can I say about them? But the Warriors, I mean, it's really sad to see where the Warriors are these days. And, Steve Kerr, is he really a great coach? Coaching is much easier when you have great players. I think everybody talking about how great of Coach Steve Kerr is. To me, if he can get this Warriors team to play better, then he'll be a great coach. I mean, they lost by 48 points to the Mavericks. 48 points to the Mavericks. The Knicks beat the Mavericks twice. And believe it or not, 2 weeks ago, the Knicks were ready to fire Coach Fizdale when the president and the GM had an unprecedented news conference after the game telling us the Knicks were playing bad, but they should be a lot better. Heck, who told them they were going to be better? Well, I don't know. I thought the Knicks were going to be better than what they were, to be honest with you. I really thought they would come together with the team that they had. Now, I didn't think they would probably be on the cusp of making the playoffs, but I know they would be better than what they've shown so far. But you know what? When you look at the NBA, there's, 30 teams in the NBA? And so far, maybe 30 or 32, I got to remember. But overall, there's only 14 teams currently with 500 records above 500. So, it tells you that it's going to be a roller coaster ride regarding the NBA, which to me makes it extremely exciting. And, even Toronto, they say that Toronto's not going to repeat, but guess what? Toronto's playing real well right now. So it's interesting how it's panning out with the NBA. And the one thing, though, I have to complain about the NBA, and I'm not sure what these networks are going to do, because, the beginning of the season, it was a lot of games were going to be played in New Orleans because of I forgot his name because he hadn't played the number one feed on Zion, because of Zion. They have all these games with the Pelicans and also the Warriors. Are we going to be subject to looking at the Warriors lose on these games, getting be blown out on national TV? They need to start to flex these games. They got to flex these games. They got to take these games away and have other games. Because, they had the Warriors for 30. I think the Warriors are supposed to play 30 games for the networks. And, this is crazy. Man, nobody want to watch that. The NBA needs to decide what they're going to do. They better hurry up and flex those games, or they're going to have a horrible ratings, which is so far down because nobody wants to see these bad games. But anyway, that's all I'm saying, Spitface.
Said nobody want to see these bad games. The television execs and the NBA, they know that the trend is their friend. And if the trend is boring, they're going to make an adjustment. They will make an adjustment. Okay, First Lady, please take us to break.
We hope so. Send a shout-out with the reason these ladies are grouped together, and you may receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLShop.com and NBAStore.com. Your hint, billionaires. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Retro Future on Shout-Out Part 1.
Yes, it's anybody's championship except the Bulls and the Knicks. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the channel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Retro Future.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we are featuring the music from Retro Future. I can't wait to hear the song Miss Pilsner.
All right. That was Miss Pilsner.
Yes, it was Miss Pilsner. So is Miss Pilsner going to get a shout out or the mute? So Spitface, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to give it a mute. And part of it was, it was like the vocals were not balanced at all. And it sounded like they had a couple of different rhythms and beats that they just kind of threw together. And now, if the song was about pills and or beer, you shouldn't drink so much before you try to record. So I'm hitting the mute.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. I'm going to hit the mute also. I just thought it was a poorly produced song in general. I didn't quite understand it. The music was a little bit too fast. It just seemed like they were out of rhythm as far as, like, maybe that's what you meant by balance. It just seemed like they were out of rhythm. So I'm going to
they were out of something but pills and a beer, obviously.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what that is. I don't drink beer.
Nothing against beer, but, whether it's the beer, the wine, or the margaritas, know your limits before you record.
All right. So anyway, we on part 2 of Shout, we'll have another performance from Retro Future. All right. So anyway, is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
It is time for Flip It. That's right. It's time for Flip It, where our host defend a point and flip the script and defend the opposing view. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are pretty much a disaster. Will they let go of head coach Dan Quinn, even after a couple of stunning victories? All right, the thing, he still has something in the tank. They will keep him. Now, I've been looking at it as, Dan, has had some better days and some better seasons. And, you can kind of look at it, but he's no Marvin Lewis. He's no Marvin Lewis. And for what he's had to work with, because, let's look at it for what he's had to work with and what he's lost in assistant coaches. Atlanta has probably been playing above their capabilities for a few years. And now I don't think he should be the fall guy because the folks with the cash aren't giving him the players to work with. And I think the owner kind of knows that, we got to do something at the management level. Now, the management level might be a little scared, so they want to throw some heat on him, and the record is the justification. But when they went out there and whipped up on New Orleans, to me that just showed it ain't just the coach. It ain't just the coach. So Dan still got some coaching in the tank, and the management need to give him some better players. And I think the owner is going to say keep him. So he'll still be around. First lady defend.
Yeah, well, Dan Quinn, he's been the coach only for 4 years. He took over the Falcons in 2015, and in that first season as the coach, he went 8-8, and then the following year in 2016, he took them to the Super Bowl, and really, we all know, should have won the Super Bowl. And it's in 2016, 2017. They had a good record, and they actually lost the divisional game to the Eagles. And the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl in that year in 2017. So it's been the last 2 years that he struggled with the team. And, they had injuries and, things happen. But he's only been the coach for 4 years. So you had 2 great years, came in like gangbusters, and right now you're on a decline, 2 years on the decline. I always believe when you're a coach, if you have 3 consecutive bad years, then that's when you need to get rid of the coach. So Dan Quinn is definitely on the hot seat, but he'll be back next year. He deserves to have 1 more year to coach this team to see if they can turn it around. So he'll be back. He should be back next year. Don't let him go, Arthur Blank. Don't let him go. He deserves another year.
All right. Okay, but this is flipping where we flip the script and we're gonna defend. Dan, you will no longer be the man. Bye-bye. Arthur Blank has proven that let's say he's a generous owner. He hasn't shown that he's one of them owners that meddle with the team and kick people to the curb. Jerry Jones. And, he ain't doing that kind of stuff. But his loyalty is only to, a point. And in today's NFL, where you would give a coach, a coach that even won for you, a longer rope, the days is just, not fair. And for Dan not to get kicked to the curb, then the eyeballs is going to go right to the general manager. And that GM won his job. And that GM's job is to keep his job. The GM got a job for the team, but the important job for the GM is I can't do nothing for the team if I ain't on the team. So it's unfortunate that the NFL has, just like with quarterbacks, they used to say you needed a good 4 years to develop a quarterback. Now 2 years, you out. 3 years, it's like 3 years, well, you out. After we done thrown you into the fire before you had any kind of development, Mitch Trubisky, and just throw you out there. And there are some coaches that can develop a rookie quarterback. Most of them can't. So, but that's a side thing. But Dan, you had a good role, and they're gonna have to do some rebuilding, and you might as well rebuild your reputation on a different team because bye, you ain't the man. First lady, defend.
Well, Dan Quinn should have been canned a long time ago. let's just face it, a long time ago. After he blew winning the Super Bowl, he should have won that game. But his bad coaching really cost him that Super Bowl. I mean, this man downfall. That was a downfall to this man. And after that Super Bowl loss, they lost the divisional game in 2017, didn't make the playoffs, and now they haven't made the playoffs in what? It'll be 2 years? I mean, his losing, he's on a losing trend. that is really spiraling down faster than LeBron James losing his hairline. That's how fast it is. I mean, it just, all of a sudden, it just went downhill for Dan Quinn. I mean, and some of the issues are Dan Quinn refuses to give up his defensive schemes. He's calling the defensive plays. Their team is not ranked high. They're ranked number 22. Matty Ice hasn't been playing well most of the past 2 seasons. The team is undisciplined. They just been sloppy. You know what? It's almost like the Seattle Seahawks, but they're on a resurgence because they got rid of all of those players that missed that Super Bowl when they didn't give Lynch the ball to take it across the goal line. They let Russell Wilson throw the interception. The Legion of Boom, those players lost something after that loss. And I think that's what's happening to the Atlanta Falcons. They just have not been the same since they lost that Super Bowl. So it's time to clean house, and you got to start with the coach. Even though Seattle didn't get rid of Carroll, the Falcons need to get rid of Dan Quinn. It's just time for Mr. Blank to do the right thing, and that's just to get rid of Dan Quinn. It's over. Gone. Complete.
The thrill is gone, baby. It's gone away. And, the difference between Dan Quinn and Pete Carroll, of course, is Pete Carroll did win a Super Bowl. First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Should have been go.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, over to you.
First Lady, we went back in the archives, and I wonder if they'll recognize where this funny came from, because we dug it out of the archives. A Chinese family said that they had to give up the puppy they adopted 2 years ago when it turned out to be an Asiatic black bear. Sun Yun, who lives in a village near Kunming, Yunnan province, said her family bought what they thought was a Tibetan Mastiff puppy in 2016 and were quickly surprised at how much the apparent canine ate. A box of fruit and 2 buckets of noodles per day. Yun said her family became suspicious when their pet didn't stop growing, and they realized it might not be a dog at all when the 250-pound animal started walking on his hind legs. The family contacted Yunnan Wildlife Rescue Center, which confirmed their suspicions that the puppy was an Asiatic black bear. The bear is now in the care of the Wildlife Center. A Yongxin County, Yunnan province man revealed he made a similar mistake earlier this year when he surrendered a 176-pound bear that he adopted as a cub when he found out what he had mistakenly identified as a puppy while mushroom foraging in 2015. First Lady, I know some folks who have Great Danes. Great Danes are big dogs. They're big animals.
Right.
Now, once your animals start being hundreds of pounds, I have a suspicion that before the animal gets to 250 pounds, you can identify that this ain't no puppy.
Right.
This ain't no puppy. And then I go, y'all just don't take y'all puppies to the veterinarian. They ain't got no veterinarian something to check. Y'all just let them wander. Okay. All right, Flipper. Got started. Water is splashing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flipper.
Yes, it is. We got a good one. No one is talking about it, and you must wonder, has Big Daddy Time caught up with Tom Brady? Is he in danger of dropping out of elite status? The youth movement has begun, and the younger, more talented quarterbacks are looking pretty darn good. Pedal, defend. Tom Brady will keep his elite status, but he might want to make this his last hurrah. Spitface, defend.
There are times when you have to look back and you start noticing they're getting close to you. And it will be a while before Tom Brady's records get broken, if they do. But his time as an elite quarterback is getting closer and closer to the edge. And the main thing that's keeping him as an elite quarterback is that there's so many other quarterbacks who ain't crap. They just ain't crap. And there's so many of them. That's why elite quarterbacks are prized in the NFL, because really you only got about 10 who can be, the top 10 is about the most elite. And Brady is still hanging in there. But so he'll end the year with that elite status. Also, the other thing he got going for him is Bill Belichick will put him in situations to win and situations that have his stats stay relevant. But those super games, those all those big years and stuff, those are heading the other way. And because right now we see a game manager, Tom Brady, but he's an elite enough game manager that he'll stay elite. But boy, he better get out of town. That's all I say first.
Okay, game manager Tom Brady. Well, he has to be a game manager because he doesn't have any targets to throw the football to other than Julian Edelman. That's been the problem with this offense all year long. Tom Brady is still an elite talent. Tom Brady still can throw that ball far, and Tom Brady is still accurate. But when you don't have people that can get open, how are you going to throw the football to them? I mean, it's only so much the offensive line can do to protect Tom. But when you are in the back, in the pocket, and you try to wait for your receivers to get open, hey, that's the problem. They have a lot of young receivers right now. They don't know how to play the NFL game, and Tom Terrific is looking Tom Terrible, and that's the problem. But he is definitely an elite quarterback. This is not his fault. This is Bill Belichick's fault, which is surprising that we are saying, because Bill Belichick usually always have Tom with people that can, help him. He's always has a knack of getting those receivers at the last second. They got Randy Moss. They had Gordon, but they let him go. They also had Brown, Antonio Brown. Heck, I think they would love to have Antonio Brown back right now. They need somebody who can get open, and that's the problem. That if you can get open, then you'll see how elite of a player Tom Brady still is. Anyway, but this is Flip It, so we'll defend the opposing point of view. Old Man Rivers is struggling. Eli is finished. Matt Ryan is doing his best. Other than Aaron Rodgers, is a new day. It's a new time. Bye-bye elite status for Tom Terrific. Spitface, defend.
I'm looking at the situation, and all of those quarterbacks have, Old Man Rivers surprised me, but hey, he up there too. The only one that didn't surprise me is Eli. And even though Matty is struggling, he's still, he's still up in there. He's still up there. But Tom, now we can make excuses that Tom just ain't got, the players he's had in the past. But the difference is Tom in the past could make a less than talented receiver better. And that's the thing that sometimes you have to throw your players open. If they can't get open, throw them open. And the problem is that he can't. That ability, that skill, it has declined. Where he could make a mediocre player great. Dan Marino, used to have these munchkins running around. And I'd be like, dude, if you could get Jerry Rice, or, if you could just get some better, he was making all sorts of records with receivers who, I'll put it like this, he made them better. They didn't make him better. And that is what's happening with Tom. Tom had the skills to make players who were good, all of a sudden become top notch. And he's either lost that or, just something, age probably, then caught up with him where he would do, where he throw it or, throw that guy open, it just ain't there. So, Tom, the other part is, it's looking like a whole bunch of, and I'm just going to say it, a whole bunch of black quarterbacks that just storm the elite. They done just stormed them. You got Deshaun, you got Lamar, you got, I think the Patriots are looking at, we let Jacoby go? Maybe we should have. Now we let old boy go to the 49ers, but maybe we should have stuck with Jacoby, So, and lest us forget Mr. Wilson's neighborhood, So it's getting crowded up there, at the top, and look like Tom is slipping. That's all I'm saying for you, lady.
It's the takeover of the black quarterback. That's what you're saying. And all of these old quarterbacks need to sit down. And, you know what? Max Kellerman for First Take, he said Tom was going to fall off the cliff. He predicted a year and a half ago. Well, guess what? I think the cliff has come this season because Tom has not been the Tom Brady that we expected. He's not been Tom terrific. He's been Tom terrible. And, yes, that's what's going on with Tom right now. It makes you wonder, Belichick knew this day was coming. That's why he pushed to get Jimmy Garoppolo, but he couldn't do it because Tom had the wisdom to go to the owner and say, I'm the person and I'm the one that you need to support. Well, I don't know what they're saying now because Robert Kraft is probably wishing that he had changed his mind about letting Jimmy Garoppolo go because Tom is not playing well, and it has come to the point that all of these quarterbacks, like you mentioned, old man Phillip Rivers, we saw him just got destroyed on Thursday Night Football. He couldn't do anything. It just was horrible. Eli Manning, Eli Manning has been dead man walking for a long time. But if Eli comes back next year, he must have a financial problem because I don't understand why he would even attempt to come back next year because he ain't going to play. All right, and Matt Ryan, he's up there too. And how can we forget about the Denver Broncos quarterback, Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco hasn't played well. He got pushed out of town by the young Lamar Jackson. They saw what Joe Flacco could do. They said, "Oh no, we gonna go with Lamar Jackson." And even Drew Brees. Drew Brees now, of all the old quarterbacks, Drew Brees probably is playing the best. But they had a problem when he came back because they lost. And you remember Teddy Bridgewater was having them win. So, it's just like you said, Spitface. These new quarterbacks are in now, and these old quarterbacks it's about time for them to leave. And Tom Terrific, you have that elite status for many, many, many years, and you have been terrific. But it is time to say bye-bye, bye-bye. All right, Spitface, you have a special mix for us. What do you have for us? What type of jambalaya, spicy or mild?
I don't know. I think they double-dipped it. We have a special mix for our panel. We have a couple of giggles that were sent to Old Grumpy Radio by the ladies. We got Pretty Nails out of Denver, Colorado. I think I heard this one before. What do you call a 90-year-old man who can still masturbate? Miracle Whip.
All right.
All right, that's a little giggle. And then we got Chocolate Booty out of Orlando, Florida. Okay, what's the difference between a white owl and a black owl? What's the difference between a white owl and a black owl? A white owl says, hoot, hoot. A black owl says, who dat, who dat.
Who that? Who that? That must have been the one from New Orleans. Who that? Who that? All right.
Ladies, please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Retro Future on Shout Out Part 2. Please stay tuned.
Hopefully they can do better.
You're listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
We have another performance from Retro Future. We're hoping that they're going to do better this time. First lady, let's hear Stolen Hoodie. DJ, roll it. that was stolen hoodies. Well, First Lady, I put it like this. This was even worse than the first track. The only thing I liked about this track was that it finally finished. I don't know what the hell they was trying to do. It was overmixed. It was. What you saying, First Lady? I'm hitting the mute.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to give them some credit. It was just a drabby song. It just seemed like it didn't go nowhere. I don't know. It's a lot missing from this group. I think it's their voices. It's just the voices and it's just the whole production. It just doesn't seem professional to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's called they missing talent.
Talent, okay. Talent. That's what they're missing, talent. All right. I'm trying to be a little bit politically correct here, but anyway, nah, they are. They just don't sound good. So I'm definitely hitting the mute.
All right. That was, all right. That's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard from Retro Future, they didn't sound retro or future. Check them out on the Old Grumpy Radio. If you'd like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to content@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, back to you.
Okay, it is time for the NFL picks. Who will wear the crown? Okay, so let's go to our results. And I do apologize, I didn't have the results up right away. But anyway, I got them right here. And last week, well, Spitface, you had a very good week. You had 70,000 points, and I ended up with minus 10,000 points. So as of today, Spitface, hey, you finally made it into the black. You have 10,000 points, and I've been slipping. I'm down to 30,000 points. So we have a race right now. So let's get to the current picks. The Giants versus the Bears. 50,000. Oh, we got some heavy points here. 50,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, I have to go with the Bears. They're playing at home. Yeah, I thought before the last time I picked them they didn't win, but they need a win, and they need it badly. Now, I don't know if Mitch Trubisky is playing, but I still think they're going to win because they're going against the Giants. All right, Spitface, who do you have?
You know, I'm actually scared to pick the Bears against the Giants, and they're at home. But I'm going to go with the home team, the Bears, only because they're at home.
Yeah, okay, only because they're at home. All right, the Ravens versus the Rams. 100,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. Spitface, who do you have?
Ravens on a roll. I'm going to go with the away team. Go Ravens.
Yeah, this is a tough one. The last time I went against the Ravens, they was playing Houston. I thought Houston would win, and my goodness gracious me. You know what? This is 100,000. Okay, that's a lot of points. But you want to know something? I'm going to pick the Rams because the Rams, they need a good showing, and they're at home. So it's hey, Lamar, he's going to be out in L.A. partying, so I'm going to give it to the Rams. All right.
Yeah, right.
Saturday night, Lamar going to be partying. So anyway, no, let me stop. All right, let's move on. The Packers versus 49ers. They have some good games this week. 50,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. Ooh-wee, Packers versus 49ers. That bad man, Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. The 49ers are at home. I'm going to take the 49ers. Spitface, who do you have?
Jimmy G.
Okay. 49ers also. All right, and let's move along. The Cowboys. How about them Cowboys versus the Patriots? Oh, 150,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. Spitface, who do you have?
Even if Tom Brady isn't playing, I'm going with the Patriots.
You going with the Patriots? I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I'm gonna take a chance. I think this might be the defining moment for the Cowboys to beat the Patriots at their stadium in Massachusetts. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. All right, now we didn't jump through all these great games, and we started off with the Giants and Bears. Now we're going to end with the Jaguars and Titans. 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. All right. Spitface, who do you have?
Actually, this is a tough pick. And I'm going to go with the Titans because they're at home.
Okay, you go with the Titans. I'm going to take it's only 10,000, it's 50,000. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans. I started to pick the Jaguars because I think Nick Foles is back in the thing, so I was going to go with the Jaguars. But now let me do the Titans. All right, we'll see how we do for our results the next week. Okay, it's time for the panel pick or their outrageous prediction. Spitface, what is your outrageous prediction?
My outrageous prediction is that Kaepernick become a Patriot.
That's really outrageous. My outrageous prediction is that Tua Tagovailoa, might be pronouncing that wrong, is going to remain in college next year. That's my prediction. He is not going to go in the NFL this year. All right. I want to commend the 4 women who testified in the impeachment inquiry hearing against President Donald Trump. Dr. Fiona Hill, former White House National Security Aide, Maria Yovanovitch, the former ambassador to Ukraine, Jennifer Williams, special advisor on Europe and Russia for Vice President Mike Pence, and Laura Cooper, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Defense for Russia, Ukraine, and for Eurasia. Never heard that one. I mean, these 4 women showed strength, integrity, and grit, even with them facing unwanted, degrading comments by the President of the United States. All women should be proud of them that they were able to stand on their principles and not be afraid of the lashing out by the President. Congratulations. Please visit us at BrasPantiesAndSports.com, where you'll find links for the latest episodes. E pluribus unum, out of many one. To our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico, we are not going to forget you. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's a wrap. See you next week.